Welcome to the show. Do you want to introduce yourself and tell me about your relevant projects and your role in each of them?
Yeah. Well, none of them are actually relevant.
What? Relevant at this time.
My name is Eric, and I'm in a band called Bellflower and a band called Dollarbird in Bellingham, Washington.
Let's go, Bellingham. And?
And I'm also writing my own stuff for my solo project, but it's in the works.
TBD. What do you do for each of those?
In Bellflower, I am playing lead guitar and recording and co-producing our music, and also, doing other instrumental stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Dollarbird, I am writing songs and singing and playing guitar.
When did you get into songwriting?
Yeah, I would say, I started playing guitar when I was a sophomore in high school. So I was like 15. Kind of didn't give a shit about it that much for a while. And then I just got really into it. And then I was learning a lot of songs, and I started writing my own songs, but I was just writing instrumental stuff. And then I started trying to sing, and then I guess I got a little better at singing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What made you, who made you want to start writing? What were you listening to? What were you what were you around that?
Well, I actually started playing guitar because I wanted to play Weezer songs. Yeah. Not many people know that. It was a big secret, but it's out there now. But I really liked Radiohead, and I really liked Weezer when I was in high school, which is so classic. It sounds so funny. And also Elliott Smith as well was a big thing for me, and I was really wanted to write that kind of song, and I wrote a lot of trying to be like Elliott Smith.
When you are writing a song, do you have a typical process, or is each song, do they come to you pretty differently?
I would say it's pretty varied. It's kind of I try not to have a process as much as I can. I try not to make it a systematic thing. I just try to make it as genuine of a translation of my brain and emotion into the song.
Totally.
But that doesn't always work. It's hard to do that.
Yes.
But if I were to have a process, it would probably be starting with guitar, and because I'm just always playing guitar. I'm
No kidding.
I'll just mess around and play something, and oh, that's cool, and then I might write some words for it, or just mumble something, and then it sounds like words, and then I'll just turn that into words, and then maybe that's what the song is about, and then I'll write more words like that, and then it kind of turns into a song.
Do you ever write words and then put them to instrumental, or is it if you're gonna have a song, did it pretty much start with an instrumental part first?
A lot of the time will write an instrumental, and then I'll not really know what to write for words, so I'll just cannibalize a bunch of other songs that I'm probably never gonna will never see the light of day.
Yeah.
So, and then I just put those words in there because I like those words.
So kind of, you're taking puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
Of different stuff.
Can't just let all that stuff go to waste that I'm never gonna use again.
Yeah. Do you find writing songs to be fun or stressful, or does it feel like stuff comes to you pretty easily when it's happening, or do you feel like you're agonizing over what to put next? How does that part of the process?
I feel I like it a lot. It's my favorite thing to do pretty much, but I don't always have the inspiration, or I'm not in the right mindset to do it. And if I could do it all the time, I totally would. So it's kind of gets a little frustrating sometimes, but that's only when I'm having trouble finishing something.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I would say it's very rewarding, and enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. When it's awesome, it's so awesome, and when it's not, when it's sticking, it's
It's kind of annoying.
Why is this happening? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna ask you one more question and then we should go get ice cream. Well, my question is, where do you find yourself catching inspiration? But also, I'm very curious if you have a time of day that you find yourself writing like your favorite stuff.
Yeah. Where do I catch inspiration? I would say listening to music, definitely. And like just like walking around. Every once in a while, like something terrible will happen in my life, and I'll like write a song about that. And those always just like
Totally.
come out. It's like 10 minutes, and that's like a full song. But that doesn't happen very often. Recently, since it's been warm, I've been sitting out on my little porch and like just like playing little songs at night. And it's pretty fun. And I feel like kind of like alone, but also outside. I like being outside, so that's like kind of inspiring to me. And like, I also can only write stuff. I don't know. I feel like I can only write words when I'm alone. I do end up instrumental stuff with other people. Probably just because I'm like more like nervous about the words. Yeah, at night is fun, and then I also really like in the morning.
Me too.
Yeah,
That's when I
I'm
write my
kind of a
best
morning.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah. How do you decide when a song is finished? I'm gonna flip it. Do you think I have to ask the question again?
Yeah.
Okay, Eric, when is a song done? How do you know? Whoa.
Usually I'm like a little bit of a perfectionist, so I'm like, this like needs to be better, like blah 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 all the time. And then like eventually I'm like, you know what, fuck it, like it's like just what it is.
Yeah, like at a
And
certain
you just
point.
gotta let it go. You just gotta release like the tension around it, you know, because this is probably not going to get any better at a certain point.
Yeah, I also feel like I'm curious for you how bringing stuff to a band changes that too. Like when, across the street. When you're finished with the song, like, you're like, this is as good as it's gonna get with just me, but I'm taking this to other people who are, you're doing great. This is good tripod.
I think so, yeah. I'm actually perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you bring stuff to Dollar Bird that you're like, this isn't done yet, but this is what I got? Or are you like, okay, here's a whole song?
Yeah, sometimes. I'm like a lot of the time I will like not have the words done, but like they don't really need to know what the words are. Kind of just like hum it and like figure it out.
Yeah. So I asked you to bring a song today to kind of deconstruct the writing process of. I'm not going to ask you like, what does it mean to you or anything like that, but I want to know what the process was coming up with it. So you want to tell me a little bit about this song?
Yeah.
Does it have a name?
Doesn't have a name yet. I kind of wrote it like a week ago / today, and it's not really done.
Okay.
But kind of just started with like a cool little riff, and then not that, but I don't know. I liked it. It's like a verse, and then I just made a few more verses and choruses, and then I was like, hey, that kind of sounds like a song.
Hey, that kind of sounds like a song. Did you write most of it in one sitting?
Not really. I wrote like half of it, and then I was kind of like struggling to write the rest, and then I just like took a few more little sessions of me just playing it and messing around to like figure out what I wanted to say. Yes. And it's mostly done. It's not like completely done.
How do you feel like your writing has changed? Well, how do you feel like your writing has changed, like, since I've met you? Like, let's just say in the last year and change.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess in the last year, I've kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I've gotten a lot more confident. Like, 'cause, you know, I'm like 21. I'm like sort of starting to figure out maybe who I might be, but who knows? So I feel like my writing has been a lot more genuine and more, also like more, just like better. She's better.
Yeah.
I'm a writer now, I think. Not that I'm like very good, but always getting better because I do it all the time.
Always getting better.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. How is writing for Dollar Bird different than writing for yourself?
I had never written any rock songs before being in that band, and so that's kind of a new thing for me. I was writing like folk songs and stuff before that, and like instrumental, like finger picking acoustic guitar stuff. And that's pretty different from what we do. But I would say mostly I'm just like trying to make a fun song for my band to play, because like I just want to have like a good time and practice and stuff. So yeah, it's more about like having a good time
Yeah.
than being a like, it doesn't necessarily need to be like the best song ever or like my most genuine expression of myself, but I'm just like trying to make it interesting and like learn something and have fun. We're recording this a couple weeks after the interview because the audio was really bad.
Sorry.
No, that's not your fault. I'm gonna play a different song.
Anything you want to say about it?
No, but I wrote this like a week ago. Yeah. Okay. Well, I sort of wrote it a week ago. I wrote the guitar a long time ago, and then sort of wrote the words and like some of the guitar. Anyways, yeah. Mr. Big Stages now, touring tiny towns, rattling his bones around. The wood is not the same, and you and I were not to blame when the atom bomb came. War machines on Iowa Street get all that glory to their name. But pain is temporary, though it is hard to lose a friend. And I've got to go to the grocery store again. I saw an angel in the dark, holding a plastic guitar, like blue lights flashing in the park. It draws me to the scene, and I will buy a tape machine to walk backwards through a dream. Spend all my days holding in the space for some of the nothing that you mean. But pain is temporary, just as the good things seem to end. And I've got to go to the grocery store again. Pain is temporary, as the good things seem to end. And I've got to go to the grocery store again. Yeah.